Hi, I want to take this moment to share with you how I recently found myself moving through my day, checking all the boxes, doing what needed to be done, but I felt like something was off. And then it hit me. It hit me yesterday morning. It hit me that I was in the middle of a very familiar drift. Everyone else's needs, everything going on around me was getting louder and louder, and my own needs, my own voice, my own list of things that I wanted to accomplish was getting distant. And so, this is how this drift happens. It's not always a big moment that it occurs, it's usually very subtle. It can be sneaky. And it starts with one small compromise, then another, and then suddenly you realize I haven't asked myself what I need in a long time. And, I'm not saying that we can't be there for our friends, our families, our communities in big ways, right? Sometimes we just have to put things aside, show up for the people that we care about, and do what's needed. And that's what I'm in the middle of. And that is fine. We have to do that. At least I do. I feel I love my family. I love my friends. I love my community. And so, yes, I am going to show up. But what I have to also be clear about is when I'm drifting so far away from what it is that I need to do for myself and my self care and the promises I've made to myself, that I'm completely out of alignment. And that's the danger zone. So it's a balancing act for us, but I think it's just important to be aware, right? So when we're showing up for our loved ones, our work, our communities, but we find ourselves slowly moving away from ourselves, the cost is that we become out of alignment. And the longer we're out of alignment, the more disconnected from ourselves we feel, from our purpose, from our joy, even from our bodies, not taking care of our bodies, even. And so we wake up sometimes months later, years later, just wondering, how did I get so far from the life that I wanted to create for myself? And I don't know about you, but I know this has happened to me in the past. And that's why it was so important for me to catch myself in this moment and just become aware. And it's not that I'm going to show up less for my family at this point, no. But it's that I'm also going to just start to redirect myself in small ways back to some of the things that I know I need to accomplish for my business, for my purpose, and also in my own self-care. And so the gift, though, is in noticing when we're doing this, right? We want to be aware. That's the power. Our awareness is the power. So you don't have to have it all figured out. I don't know how I'm going to juggle all of this, but every day I'm doing the best that I can, showing up in big ways for my family, my friends, because that's what's important to me. But I'm also taking care of what's important for my business and my promises to myself and for the life that I'm creating. And so what I want to ask you now is, have you ever caught yourself in this kind of drift? Are you perhaps drifting now? Has it been, days, weeks, maybe months, maybe even years since you paid attention to the difference of where you were going and what you set as your intentions for yourself and where you are now? And so we want to shorten that divide, right? We want to make sure that we're showing up for ourselves as well, that our voices are the loudest voices that we hear. And that even though life happens and there are things that have to change and there are ways that we have to show up that we weren't necessarily planning for, we can do all of those things and still stay on course, maybe slow down, but not totally off course. Stay on course for the things that we said that we want to do for ourselves. So I really would like you to think about that and put in the comments if you've found yourself drifting lately and what it is that you plan to do to get back on course. And if this resonates with you and if you're ready for a reset, like me, hey, I took yesterday morning, I had my coffee, I had some quiet time here in the house. And yes, I'm still showing up in the ways that are important for me, from others, but I also started to add back onto my list of all the things I needed to do, some of the things that were for me, for my self care and for my purpose and the things that bring me joy. So I would love to invite you to download my free guide. It can maybe help you as you're figuring all of this out. It's called Dear Heart, Let's Heal. It's a guide to finding peace to begin again. So it's full of, gentle grounding steps and exercises to help you reconnect with what matters to you. And if you need a deeper dive, a deeper conversation, we can also talk. You can book a break the jar session with me where we can talk about what's going on with you, where you are now, and where your heart is longing to go, and just see how I might be able to support you in that journey. So, beautiful soul, your voice matters, your dreams matter, and let's stop waiting until we're completely burnt out and totally out of alignment, right? Let's start to see where we're drifting and start to self correct a little bit earlier than we may have in the past, because we want to choose ourselves consistently. We have to choose ourselves, because how can we even show up for those that we love and care about if we're not good with ourselves? So you don't have to do this alone. I know this can be hard because a lot of times we feel like this is just being selfish. And maybe it is. But we have got to take care of ourselves, because it's our job to do that. It's no one else's job to take care of us but our own. And so if we neglect ourselves, that's on us. And we cannot give from an empty cup. We have got to keep our cups filled so that we can be there for the people that we love and care about. So I want you to know that I'm here. We can continue this conversation, and I would love to support you in any way that I can, because I've been there. I'm going through it now. I just wanted to take this moment to share with you how I caught myself drifting. And maybe this will speak to you, resonate with you in some way that can catch you before you drift too far off. So please reach out and let me know if there's anything I can do to help. I will talk to you soon.